make we off mind. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun die the political. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. This one not day off in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman begin, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we not talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làwọn tó dòdòdò. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. Share the broadcast.
I
may be running, I don't know where to. But me, I'm going to the villa. Inshallah. I want to seek your cooperation. I say I'm running. I don't have legs without you being there. You are my leg, you are my wings, you are my wing. So get me there. And I promise you, I will not let you down. We are in that season again now to elect people. I say, please, elect me. I am the best of all of them. In terms of experience, private sector experience, I have. Governance experience, you can see Lagos. We join hands together.
This is how we cross the road. This is how we cross the road, yeah. What is the federal government doing over this? Over this is how we cross the road. Imagine when you have a lot of people living in this area. Imagine. God will save us from this. The road been under construction for over 4 good years. 4 good years.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Lórí Facebook, and yes, we like lórí YouTube, and yes, we like ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́, and yes, we like ijó ìgbádìyẹ, and yes, we like president.
Thank you very much. And as you are joining the broadcast, you can share the broadcast as well before you fully settle down. So we're going to start with this. The rider of this broadcast tonight is the shocking news that Tifnumbu and his lawyers in Lagos, they have decided to go to court to stop any kind of obedient rally in Lagos. And it is not it's not a joke, okay? It's just shocking. Somehow, they choose not to use their usual thugs, okay, to unleash mayhem And if the court is unable to stop the rally, then they will rather just go berserk in Lagos. So there's something I want you to also, I want us to start with tonight. Okay. So from the report we received, from the onset anyway, it seems that what we have predicted, they are happening even before we expected. Okay. Things are getting out of hand so fast. And I've told people on this platform many times, said, on Mayegun's Diary Political, we have chosen never to invest our emotion, our time, our resources in hoping that any of these characters could indeed bring about a just, united, equal, people in the same country. They couldn't bring that about, because we all know that as much as they can tell you anything, they will say anything, just anything and everything to get into your mind, right? We know that they are at the same time avoiding the basic conversation, which has led to this widespread division, hatred, and so many other things that you have possibly been noticing if you have been following Nigerians' political development. They have turned it into religious, tribal, ethnic, what else? Class, political, and different kind of divisive politics that you can think of. They are already at play. We thought they were going to wait until their campaign starts. That doesn't seem so. However, they are on the lighter side of it. Usually, the situation in Nigeria is always completely hopeless. How? No matter how much you try to break into that system and then make a difference in any way, you always meet that establishment, the deep state. Now, the deep state, they cut across almost every part of Nigeria that you couldn't really escape them, right? It became so worse that after creating two giant, criminal group called political parties, the other mushroom ones have been, in a way, infiltrated by this set of people. So you have no way around it. They are there. Then this, as much as it didn't work for anybody, even till now, people are now asking that if they want to continue to be part of this whole thing, right, then there must be what they called national conversation, where everybody should be asked, do you really want to be part of this Nigeria? Under what arrangement? Now, this solution, this particular move that is prompted by the misrule, misgovernance, corruption, and the killings in Nigeria, state-sponsored killings, right? For those who have somehow that we have pushed to that side, we have been ignored, right? So normally, no matter how much you go around it, you are going to end up in their dragnets. Yeah, they build hope all the time, whether they come as a military or they come as a civilian, under whatever guise they show up, right? They are always building hope, telling you it's going to get better. You know what? This is a new era. This is a new one. Or in fact, this is a new dispensation. And at the end of the day, what we get is the same of the same, until people started demanding that we want out of this contraption. That, in fact, also somehow inspired the first of its kind youth-styled revolution that didn't fly long, that they thought they have killed. Now, the anger, the disparage, the bottled frustration of everyone from every part of Nigeria were let out when NSAS happened. But what people didn't get at the time was that for those who were the observers, who were paying attention to the development and what led to it, and the players between, okay, we realized that it was indeed the first time in a long time that the establishment, whether PDP or APC and the affiliates, for the first time, they were shaken to their core. How? First, they were united because they felt like, this whole thing is getting too long now. It's getting too, you know what I mean? Like, what else do they want? When the protest was like getting on and on and on, then the interest started showing up. The first set of people who showed interest in trying to suppress the rage of the people in 2020, they were the elites of Nigeria. What did they do? They started hunting for those they thought were the arrowhead of the EndSARS protest in 2020, right? And they called them into a Zoom meeting, a very large one. Guess those who were there? The richest man in Africa, the quota system billionaire, Dangote, he was in the meeting. That was to tell you that for the first time, everyone, including the political, the elite, when you see the establishment, it's beyond the politicians alone. It includes every one of their proxies, including those who are putting face of private business owners out there, right? They were shaking. That was the first move. They couldn't suppress the anger. They couldn't control it. They couldn't manage it. The next part, they started agreeing to the demands of the young people, the youth, demanding for an end to the police brutality, corruption, and on like that, yeah? They started like promising that they were going to agree to the demands. The young people should stop. When that didn't work, that was when the political power play came in. Because you know the person who stood, or let me say, at the time, who stood to lose his relevance in the scheme of things if all permutation were perfect without EndSARS, the person was Tifnumbu. Now, from that time, from the 18th of October 2020 to the 20th of October 2020, the day of the massacre, the news out there was that it was Tifnumbu that was sponsoring EndSARS. I won't forget because I covered that exclusively. Yeah? In Abuja, they believe that Tifnumbu must have been the one backing them. For whatever reason, if he's not, yeah, he should, dismantle them. And Tifnumbu is not, as people will say, Tifnumbu is the government, Tifnumbu is the one that controls the... No. That's where many of you were getting it wrong at the time. He didn't have to control, but he had a lot to lose. And the news in the villa, if you were, I don't know how many of you whose Stockholm syndrome is not that bad, that can still remember things. I do remember things very well. At the time, the news then was that, look at them. They are entertaining them in Lagos. Look at how comfortable they are. Look at them at the toll gate. They are already doing concert there. Is it not Tifnumbu that controls the toll gate? Why did they allow? So the rumor within that 48 hours led to the rapid action or pressure on Sanwo-Iku. Sanwo-Iku, who knew then that his own godfather, who was preparing to take over from Bokwari, despite all of the destructions that has been witnessed, right? They were positioned, they were supporting them. This protest is going to destroy things. What did they do? They moved to action straight away. Sanwo-Iku first announced curfew. Listen to this. Sanwo-Iku first announced curfew for 4 p.m. in Lagos, where people who left work at 4 p.m. won't get to their houses until maybe 11 p.m., 12 a.m. in the morning. Sanwo-Iku, under that pressure to impress Bokwari that they were not involved, they said they should declare curfew. And at that time, Sanwo-Iku, who happened to be the governor of Lagos, was the only person authorized or in position to request for military or police backup, and it will be listened to sharp, especially in terms of what they declared as emergency. At the time, if you remember, even Tifnumbu was already receiving calls from the young people asking him, what is your problem, Baba? Why do you want us all dead? Are you not tired? have you not had enough of all the money you have stolen and all of that? And you remember all that time, yeah? Now, bring it forward. The pressure on the Sanwo-Iku led to the immediate massacre of over 100 people. And even before then, if you remember, we saw how they used their BRT to mobilize their thugs to different locations where the protests were taking place. We also saw how their policemen were mobilized to shoot and kill, even on the streets where there were no protests at all. Yeah, all this coordinated action, because if they allow the narrative in Lagos to be dictated by another people, then it is either Tifnumbu is dead or in prison. Even if he's in prison, he will still want to control the narrative, control everything in there, and any single threat to whatever they have or probably stand to gain, they won't mind going bloody. Now, that is why I'm so surprised that in the last few days, I have been reading it on social media, where the obedient have been saying, we are going to take over Lagos. Remember that their politics have already been ethnicized already. You have Obi, an Igbo man. You have Tifnumbu, the Yoruba man. You have Atifku, Fulani man from northern Nigeria. And thanks to Bokwari, who has made sure that the supposed divisive lines in Nigeria, or let me say the divide in Nigeria, their politicians have managed to use their coloration to package for decades. Bokwari came and he quickly put everybody in their place. If you are a Fulani man, you know your place. If you are a Hausa man, you know your place. If you are an Ijaw man, please just know your place. If you therefore don't want to stay where they want to put you, then they declare you as a rebel against their plan. So this didn't unite anyone. It didn't discipline anyone. It further divided everyone. So now their politics has now been tailored along that line. Don't let anybody lie to you. No matter how many of you who are obedient in Yoruba land, no matter how many of you who are obedient in northern Nigeria, in the camp of Atifku, in the camp of Tifnumbu, Obi and his followers, they are Igbos. You know that the narrative is what they are pushing. Now, for you to now go online and say, I'll give you this instance. In just last year, the people of Yoruba land who are propagating and then advocating for the Yoruba sovereign state, where an independent Yoruba nation for all Yorubas and then its inhabitant as well, right? The first hostility they received, the one that brought an abrupt end to the rising wave of nationalists in Yoruba land at the time, was the moment they booked a rally in Lagos. I am still here and I still remember very, very well. Many of those who are watching me right now, Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbo Alimajiri, Crumb Chesao, Crumb Eatao, Aslikao, or maybe Oraisao, even your uncles and aunties, the Mumumadus Bele lecturers and the Mumu lecturers of this world, you are going to agree with me here at some point, okay? The movement for the Yoruba sovereign state, the advocacy, was receiving massive, warm welcome. Why? It's not because those who wanted Yoruba nation, who accepted, who were ready to embrace it at the time, not because they didn't know what is going on in Nigeria. They knew. And they remembered very well that when the Fulani terrorists were killing us, kidnapping us, destroying our farms, and on like that, Tifnumbu and gang, being the member of the Egbekegbe that is supervising that, they decided to call them liars. They told them to keep quiet. They should watch what they say. Because whatever you say at the time would offend the person that they hope will hand over Nigeria to them in the future. So they kept quiet. This campaign was going on massively. And guess what? On this social media, the Tifnumbu Lagos Abobakus, they were running mad. They were running crazy. They were running different propaganda. They were even like asking, what is Buhari doing? Why haven't they really arrested this guy? So if I see any Igbo man or woman who says anything negative towards somebody like me as a Yoruba man, because I support the independence Yoruba nation, right? They don't really kind of, worry me. You know why? The worst and the worst sort of hostilities that I have seen and I have witnessed, the worst of the worst of the worst wish from any human being that I've seen have all come from the Yorubas against Yorubas. If you have forgotten, I will remind you, okay? Because if you see many of them running mad now, calling people bastard, this and that because of Tifnumbu, they were the same people who called on Boko Haram to do something to Igbo. Hey, they are looking at this guy. So this Igbo is going to turn to Nnamdi Kanu. So if we want to get Yoruba nation, is it this Igbo that is going to tell us going to be that stuff? The entire toxicity, the entire army of APC, Egbekegbe, in Yoruba land was unleashed on their fellow Yorubas for a day that Tifnumbu is going to come and say, Emi Lokon. Now, people were receiving that warmly. Then, they did it in Ibadan. They did it in Oshogbo. They did it in Akure. They did it the same thing in Ado-Ekiti. Then they said, we are coming to Lagos. That was when they signed because one thing again, around that time when Igbo was moving and moving, you know what they were saying? They said the Yoruba nation is being funded by Tifnumbu. Do you get that now? They said Yoruba, in fact, it was easier in the mouth of all these Abobakus, these unboot slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons. They were so cocksure. They said, Igbo is working for Tinubu. All of you are just mugus. There's nothing like if you want to get Yoruba nation, Igbo can't get Yoruba nation for us. We are not there. It's not time for that for now. They were waiting for Tifnumbu. They were calling on Boko Haram. When we now picked Lagos, July 3rd, Lagos rally, they called it mega rally. They saw Oshogbo, they saw Akure, they saw Ado Ekiti, they saw Abeokuta, they saw the one in Ibadan. If this guy should come to Lagos and nothing happened, definitely Igbo and Yoruba nation, they are being sponsored by Tifnumbu. That's for those who have put him on that broken bottle. That's Tifnumbu, the devil he dined with in 2015. Boko Haram and gang. They don't trust him. They never trusted him. And they still don't trust him. He just had to do everything to prove to them that he can be trusted. So what happened? Well, they gave the green light. That boy is not listening. Nobody said they were not calling him. They were calling him. They were trying to meet him. Even Femi Foni Kayode, for food Kayode, decided to be friend of Igbo at the time, if you remember. Because they were like, what this guy is doing? If is either we key into it, so that we can be relevant in it if it works, or it is better we quickly stop it before they push us out of relevance. Because people, you see, it is so easy to sell Biafra. So easy to sell Yoruba nation to people who still have their brains working. And I don't think there's anyone that doesn't have his own brain working. We just know that some of the brains have been fingered by these people who trapped you in that generational poverty. But still, with the right information,
with the right help, there's possibility that you can still use that brain right. So it is better they don't let it flourish. So what did they do? The people who showed, before Igboho could even enter his car to Lagos, you know what happened? Those who defied them and showed up in Lagos, you know what happened? More than 80 of them were summarily assaulted, arrested, including aged men and women. Yoruba, in Yoruba land. Guess who were laughing? And those who were now like, yeah. They were these same street urchins, cretins, Facebook bandits, social media herdsmen, this suffering and smiling Lagos Abobakus. Yes. Mayegun, if them born you well, come back home, we'll deal with you. Because that's it. They will deal with people who will be an hindrance, even if not little, to whatever their Tifnumbu hold on Lagos. So it's like that Lagos, once it is broken, it is not just that the people therein are going to feel a lot of relief. Although that relief no be say that much relief, because it's going to be like from one thief to another. But nevertheless, it's going to be a relief because the centralized one will no longer be there. But that's not it. If Lagos is broken, the chain of poverty, illusion, delusion, lies that they have managed to implant in so many young and old in Yoruba land, they will be broken too. So when they said that they want to do 1 million man march for Obi, you have been seeing everything everywhere, everybody. But as I'm talking to you right now, let me be honest with you, okay? Apart from Atifku, the what do you call it? The person that the Tifnumbu and gang are now seeing as their bigger threat is Obi, even though they will tell you it's inconsequential. But like I said from the beginning, back in the days, we will, even after we have done everything to try and then force the system to do what is right at the right time, and they have done everything within their power to infiltrate every camp, every group that could pose any kind of threat to them. In this case, now the people they thought they crushed, they conquered, and they have managed in 2020, they have now metamorphosed into disobedient. Don't ever forget that. Therefore, to the Tifnumbu and Co, with the experience of 2020, now this is a bigger threat. The reason why they decided to go to court. Now, they can't call in the soldiers to shoot and kill people who are doing political rallies, okay? Because as it is now, it is Yoruba, Fulani, and Igbo fighting, according to them, the dictator narrative now, fighting for the soul of Nigeria. And as it is, it is all good and fair in war, including if they have to ban you from coming to certain region to campaign. Now, this is the genesis, by the way. In Tifnumbu and Gang's book, they can do without Eastern Nigeria. Yes, that is how it's planned, okay? However, they can be so hostile in Lagos in a different way, but they can show you a bit of what to expect for those of you who believe that your PVC is going to deal with the career criminals like they did in Kenya. Again, let's take it a little bit back. The obedient decided that they were going to be doing, everywhere you turn, they will say 1 million man march. If you go here, they say 2 million. Even though we know that no matter what, most of the numbers are not even up to 5,000 or what have you. Seriously. I know you won't like me for saying that, but I don't care, okay? But nevertheless, they have been organizing massive rallies here and there to show that, yeah, we are ready. And in Tifnumbu's camp, Atifku's camp, the traditional two giant fraud, it is just social media thing. Don't take them serious. They're just social media. The same way they never believed that NSAS could happen and could shake them until it started happening, to the point that they ended up banning Twitter and was ready to even shut down internet in Nigeria, or social media in Nigeria. That was how shaken and threatened they are. So Obedient said they want to prove to them that there are more than 4 people in a room. They are more than just social media, fake and all of that. So people are keeping the records. Really? What's going on there? This is that, this is blood, and you know what I mean? Then they announced that they want to do mother of all rallies in Lagos to show that Tifnumbu days are numbered. Do you know what the message that came out after that? The Igbos are threatening to come and do rally in Lagos. The Igbos are threatening that they will take over Lagos, the Yoruba land. The Igbos are threatening that Lagos is no man's land. The Igbos are threatening that once they come to power, they will, all that stuff started coming out. So, like I told you, Obi, even if you are a Yoruba man, a Hausa man, or Fula, wherever you come from, and you call yourself Obedient, in the drive and narrative out there with the tribalistic, divisive, fanatic APC, Egbekegbe, to make this drive well, is going to be driven on the same hate. So Obi is an Igbo, which is right. And Obi is representing Biafra. And once you vote for a Biafran, they are going to take over Lagos. You see how daft that statement is, eh? You know how daft it is? Now they are driving with it, because it is not just saying it. It is indeed gaslighting and inciting the people to begin to say, did you not hear when they said that Igbos are, have you not seen what the Igbos are saying? It is not what the Igbos are saying. It is what the Tifnumbu and camp are telling them that the Igbos are saying. Therefore, as it is, it can lead to chaos. Now, you probably don't know why they went to court. They went to court because they want to make it look like the Igbo people, okay, put it this way, the Obedient are Igbos who are ungrateful to how Tifnumbu made their lives better in Lagos. Because they are ungrateful, they are coming to come and shame Tifnumbu in Lagos. How dare them? Normally it's supposed to be politics, so I decided to start this conversation from antecedent. They call it antecedent or precedent. So that when you see this, it doesn't have to really shock you. And in fact, it doesn't have to be so hard for you. It shouldn't be hard for you, okay, to understand where this is headed. Yeah, that's why I said that we are not investing our own, emotion and all that, in hoping that any of these people are indeed going to bring about something we have never seen before. So the purpose is, well, we did our best to try to let you know that Lagos is Yoruba land. Let us show some respect here. Obi, that want to be, and the person who is the landlord of Lagos wants to be president of Nigeria, to be the overall landlord of everywhere. Hausa, Fulani, Igbo, Ijo, Northerners, Southerners, Middle Belters, Easterners, and all that stuff, right? He wants to be their president. Therefore, if you are not for, Atiku is welcome. Atiku was in Lagos, right? is welcome because those are the conventional, like, they know themselves. But if they allow any kind of rally for Obi in Lagos, it may quickly expose why they would never, ever allow anything called free, fair, or progressive democracy in any part of Lagos. So that will expose it. You see them? They are watching me right now. If they burn their papa, may them come to Lagos. Is that not a daft thing to say? All of una say una be one Nigeria. I be una no be one Nigeria. Why don't you go to Anambra to go and rally? One Nigeria. Is that not a lie you are telling yourselves? When Tifnumbu become president of Nigeria, like Bokuwari is going to be president of Lagos, Abi? I mean, it won't be new because everybody's already saying that they will deal with them. We'll deal with them. We'll deal with all of you after the election. All of you, Igbos. Everything, you're going to leave this Yoruba land, wait after the, all this kind of statements are already out there. And it's going to get worse. So, and then it's going to get physical. In Lagos, the Obedient now said they are now moving to not just 1 million man march. They are going to do 4 million man march. They are going to do one to Lekki Toll Gate. They are going to do one in Ikeja. They are going to do another one. They shall share so that if they won't bring soldier anything, they will need to dispatch them into 4 different places. Guess what? All the places are controlled by Tifnumbu and his own thugs too. I mean, I was actually looking up something earlier. I'm not surprised though. It's just that somehow I've like, man, I don't know if many of you actually still know that when you are talking about Agbero in Lagos, do you know that there are Aboki Agbero, there are Igbo Agbero, there are Agbero from who are not Lagosians, who are there, and they are already, they made name, they are making their money there, and they are all calling them Oluomo, their Oga. Do you know that? In Lagos, and they are all loyal to Tifnumbu. So the soldier, they will move or mobilize because God no go shame us. Now I'll tell you this, normal, it shouldn't be anything. If the picture they are painting out there is that Nigeria is a united country, blah, blah, blah. No, Nigeria is not a united country. Stop lying to yourselves. Stop lying to your children, okay? Nigeria is not a united one. You, Lagos Abobaku watching me right now, you are a good example of why Nigeria is a fraud. Do you know that? If you are a very, very, loyal Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbo, Alimajiri, and wherever you are, you are a very, very good textbook definition of fake Nigeria. Because your every act, your utterances, your countenances, and every other thing is enough for everybody who is doing a research on a fraudulent, disjointed Nigeria. They will do a lot on you. They should just gather many of you, like 3-4 of you, put you in a room and start asking you questions about everywhere in Nigeria. They will see exactly what they are looking for. I have done it before and I'm still doing it now. You are that example. You are also the example of a most self-hating crop of species I've seen as well. Self-hating. I'll come back to that one. Now, it is a threat. It shouldn't be. To make the matter worse, To make the matter worse, the people who said Bokuwari was going to win in 2015, who said Bokuwari was going to win in 2019, the same people now came out. They can't say, "Oh, we don't do polo." If they do poll today, in that disjointed, disunited Nigeria, as it be today, no me, they say if they do it today, Obi will beat Tifnumbu, it will beat Atifku, it will beat Showore, it will beat Kwakwanso, it will beat every one of them mercilessly. I don't know, say, I did know that that's going to be a big problem on social media. Omo, while I don't last, Wala don't bank. Then I was just strolling about. Then the next thing I saw was that there's already a court case. That they will not allow that. So what that simply means is this. Okay, what this simply means is that in Eastern Nigeria, some people are also going to say Tifnubu must not come there to come and campaign. Some people are also going to say, oh, you should, Obi, you cannot come here. And gradually, even you, who is a Yoruba man, and you are building your hope on Obi to help you rest and retire these career rogues. You are building that hope up. It will get to a stage, it will become so draining. It will become so tiring to keep fit, because what you will be seeing out there will be the worst and the worst set of a toxicity, from your own people, Yorubas, from other people who are fellow Nigerians, and the entire thing is going to be shaped along that ethnic, tribal, religious line. And I'm saying this not because many of you are not already trying to, to water down or to destroy many of those propagandas they have thrown at you. Now, here is what I want to say quickly. We know that the professionals, when it comes to propaganda, I'm talking about real grassroots propaganda, something that you would be so ashamed of, that people could believe them. If you are looking for the champion, the professionals, the career propagandist, you will see Tifnumbu and their camp. I'm not joking with you. They brought Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's government to his knee before they smash it, in his head. Some of you would not probably understand that the level of a propaganda machine that APC have, is so massive that the only thing that is likely going to possibly make them lose that influence is a bigger revolution that they are unable to control, or they have lost control of. Something that I am partially, I am slightly seeing in you, the obedient. You are angry, you are frustrated, you are raging. You want something different, even though you know that you are only gambling in a system that is rigged against you. Nevertheless, you keep making it look like whatever it's going to take. So for somebody like myself, an observer, I know the only thing that will make them lose this is when they unleash that propaganda machine. They exhaust all of you, because they are going to exhaust you. They are going to drain you. You are going to wake up every morning, right? As somebody that says, I'm obedient, and you're going to be waking up every morning, they're warding off this lie against the other lie, and they will be so draining, that if last, you see a glimpse of a chance of what happened in Kenya, if they ever conduct an election, and you can't see, or put it this way, after all that effort, you now realize that they have seen that they are going to lose it all. And they started playing their usual expected hanky-panky, where possibly there will be no election. You will know that after they have thrown everything at you, and you are still standing, and you are still, widening and all of that, and you realize that they want to play you, that may trigger the anger in you that you have managed to put the cover back on after October 2020. Every time you mention NSAS, every time you mention October 2020, you are indeed touching the real wound that is still very much unhealed in the heart of your oppressors across board. So if you now push, they can't start the game. At the end of the day, the lead may be off. I can see that. And when it is off this time around, this one won't be a protest against government anymore. It is going to be the revolution against the establishment. Something some of you possibly are going to be pushed to that reality soon as well, because it is them. Or You now push. After all of the lies, the division, the toxicity, everything that, man, this